This is how the Ontario Provincial Police spent much of 2020 through 2021 in Caledonia, manning barricades, idling in cruisers, and patrolling the streets surrounding the 1492 Landback Lane camp. Now, figures obtained exclusively by APTN reveal how much money they spent. Nearly $21 million.
Those numbers, they just don't, I think they're just so astronomical that, it's hard to even put it into context.
Skylar Williams is the spokesman for the Landback Group. The numbers left him stunned.
It's a far cry from what I think of when I think of reconciliation.
The OPP initially tried to hide these numbers and only released them following a lengthy fight in the Freedom of Information system. Last year, APTN reported the police spent more than $16 million in just 6 months. But the OPP soon tried to retract that document and replace it with a censored one containing altered figures. When APTN requested a year's worth of costs, they released this document claiming police only spent $14 million. But its top line, showing how much was paid in salaries, was deleted, meaning the total was wrong. This uncensored version was disclosed after APTN appealed to the province's information commissioner. It shows the force actually spent almost $21 million. The bulk of it, $18.2 million, went towards salaries and overtime. The rest went to other expenses like transportation, food, and hotels. Williams calls it more evidence Indigenous resistance is over-policed.
And we see this across, every Indigenous movement that has happened to protect our lands, protect our waters. This exact same kind of response around trying to cover up the fact that they're watching everything. There's a lot of questions that I would like to have answered that I know are never going to be answered.
The figures left Courtney Skye, like Williams, with questions and little hope of answers.
You see them trying to hide it because once you see those numbers laid out, it just becomes so clear that the priorities of the Crown are wrong. They're set on oppression. They're set on just using their powers to inflict violence on communities.
She says governments need to be held accountable for making the guys with guns the lead agency in a centuries-old land dispute, then giving them a blank check.
That $20 million hasn't solved the problem. It hasn't dealt with the root cause of the issue. Of course, it's wasted. We're not actually addressing the underlying issues.
The OPP responded by statement saying they couldn't ignore the potential for violence or illegal activity. The force never offered a legal reason for withholding information, only that they'd rather not report the regular wages officers earned while working on the file. Brett Forster, APTN National News, Ottawa.